What's up, guys? It is Jonathan with One Big Impact. Happy New Year. It is 2023. Sorry for the bad quality. If anybody wants to send me a webcam because it annoys them, please feel free. Otherwise, just let's talk for a minute. I haven't done one of these videos in a little while, and I've been going through some stuff. Usually, I don't get affected by like seasonal affective disorder or anything like that, as far as like they call it sad, like the sadness around the holidays and stuff like that. But this holiday has not been 1,000% positive for me. And I think partly because I have had some difficult financial situations. We got back from Greece, and making Greece happen in general, getting the guys there and getting them to be able to run the marathon was, to say the least, a bit of a financial crisis, as well as like a mental struggle. There was a lot of ups and downs of the trip, and overall, we had a lot of fun and stuff like that and made great memories. But I really did notice that after we got back, and uh, the other guys that were on the trip also said the same thing. So it could be just because Um, we came back to America and we didn't want to come back yet, and we wanted to continue on our journey or whatever it was, and travel more. Maybe we had to come back to work, whatever. I want to talk about something real quick. You're on this healthy journey, okay? And you might be on this healthy journey with other people, and you might be on this healthy journey in a certain light, meaning maybe you're the type of person that's trying to lose weight, and maybe other people in your family are, or maybe other people that you are around, like friends, relatives, significant others, and stuff like that, are or are not on board with what you're doing. And this is okay. That's okay. Um, and I'm not saying this isn't like to bash anybody in that surrounds you or anything like that, but I just wanted to talk about the fact that you're not always going to be on the same path as the people around you. And I know that's probably a no brainer for a lot of people. But here's the thing: you may start your weight loss journey with somebody that you know, a friend. It could be like a local gym is having some kind of, uh, weight loss challenge, or healthy living for a healthy life is having a step challenge or something like that. By the way, I thought a step challenge would be cool. What do you think? You think a step challenge would be cool? We need to do something to get this year kicked off right, and I'm all game for it. I'm doing a little bit more steps each day. I'm not going crazy, but I'm trying to make sure I'm staying a little bit more active. Um, but people fall off, okay? And people also change. And you may start this journey with a buddy or something like that, and you guys both lose 20 pounds or something like that. And then that person starts to fall off and doesn't care so much about what they're doing anymore. Well, if that happens, and say you're workout partners and that person's trying to get you to go, out to eat every time you work out, or trying to get you to go out and have drinks on the weekends and stuff like that, there's nothing wrong with those things, okay? They're not bad. But if they're not in line with your goals and they're not going to help you achieve the things that you're trying to achieve, unfortunately, because you are progressing at a different wavelength, or you're on a different path than that person at that time, then unfortunately you probably need to distance yourself from that for a period of time. And the reason I say that is because this is a delicate process, okay? It really is. Like, if you're focused on losing weight, maybe you got 100 pounds to lose. That's not going to be easy, okay? The quickest I think I've seen that done was probably me. I don't know a ton of people that have lost that much, um, but I think I did it in like 9 months, roughly. Quote me on that. I've gained probably all of it back. No, close to it. I think I started at like 350. I'm at like 316 right now. Um, and there are reasons for that, and I'll get to that in a second. You have to realize that your goals are your goals, okay? And you can't be mad at other people if they're not on board with you. If they don't want to lose 100 pounds, then okay. If they want to lose 20 pounds, get 500 bucks and go gain 50 back. You have to make the decision whether or not that's going to be somebody that you're going to continue to be around. And if it is, that's okay. It's a friend, like whatever. You can't just shun everybody like I do. Uh, but understand that if you think you are going to achieve your goals by continuing to do the same things that they're doing, you have to realize and come to a very straight up and forward, whether it's conversation with yourself or realization that you have to separate yourself from that person for a period of time. And that's okay. There's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with, hey, I get what you're doing. That's okay. You go do you. I'm gonna work on some schoolwork or something like that. You don't have to be a huge jerk like I would be. Okay? You don't have to say mean things like, oh, you gained some weight back there, fatty. You don't have to say that stuff or whatever, you know. You could just make up a reason, or you could just straight up say, no, I'm not going out. And if that person continues to try to derail your progress and stuff like that, then you just need to have not only a conversation with yourself, but you're going to have a conversation with them and explain them how this journey, maybe they only needed to lose 10 pounds and it wasn't such a big deal if they gained 20 back because, well, they don't have 100 to lose. Then you have to explain to them that, hey, I love the hell out of you, but unfortunately, I don't have 10 pounds to lose. I have eaten horribly for 40 plus years, and then I really need to get on track. Not only for mental, but physical, but not only for physical, but mental, not only for mental and physical, but emotionally. If you don't look good, you don't feel good, okay? And it's difficult to be able to give people the best version of yourself when you feel like shit about yourself. Because if you feel like shit about yourself, that's what you're going to give. Shit. So, now the other thing that I wanted to talk about is not to beat that to death or anything like that, is it's okay to switch paths. I am in a slight identity crisis because Healthy Living for a Healthy Life was created based on weight loss and Atkins. I am not focusing on losing weight, and I am not on Atkins. And I know a very large amount about both subjects, and I have applied them to myself as well as many other people. So I am a well-educated person in that field. Although I have taken myself through weight loss, I've taken myself through building muscle. That I'm going to revisit the whole muscle thing at a later day, and I'm going to really, once I'm done powerlifting, I'm going to really hit that muscle thing back to a way further extent. But, and then I went through like running and stuff like that, and that's all those awards at the top, the medals, a lot of them. The end is powerlifting. And then I accidentally stumbled upon powerlifting and realized, wow, I'm actually pretty decent for my age. And I really wish I would have gotten it 20 years ago because I would have done probably pretty well by now. But I enjoy it. And I enjoy lifting heavy. And I enjoy people looking at me like, holy crap, that's a lot of weight. But what I don't enjoy is the fact that I have made excuses to do things, eat poorly, or not focus so much on my nutrition as long as I'm in a surplus, make sure I can get my lifting done. So it is okay if you started out as a weight loss person. It is okay if you started out as a power lifter and now you're a runner. Or you started out as a runner and now you're a power lifter. Or you started out as a bodybuilder and now you don't give a shit and you just want to lose weight. All of those things are perfectly fine. The cool thing about life is we have a very limited time. But it's also our time. Okay? It's our time. If I love to power lift, then I shall power lift. And I'll explain something to you really quick. When I first started powerlifting, can you see me? When I first started powerlifting, my first numbers were 480 on the deadlift, 275 on the bench, that was a touch and go, no pause, and 300 on the squat. Well, I went through the process and I started working on getting better, and I told myself I had one goal for my first powerlifting competition. I wanted to deadlift 600 pounds. Before I would compete, I had to make sure that I could do that no problem. So the results of my first powerlifting competition were as follows. I got first place in my weight category, my age range. My squat was 452, and my bench was 303 with a pause, and 600 on the deadlift. I progressed, and there was a few meets in there that I didn't place at. I do believe my best all-time squat was at Nationals at 584. My best bench was 347 there. And recently, I just hit my best deadlift at 639. As far as my healthy journey, I am actually most proud of those things. And that's why I'm sharing it with you, because there's a lot of people out there that feel that he's a power lifter, he's a bigger guy now, he's not worried about anything aesthetically and stuff like that. That's not necessarily true. I have switched sports, and I'm learning how this sport works. I'm the type of trainer that has always, well, I didn't even want to be a trainer, but I have always said that if I have not taken myself fully to that sport to the highest possible that I could, then I do not feel qualified to be able to teach somebody in that realm of field, in that field. I currently have these records. This is 15 Arizona State records for deadlift, squat, bench, total, bunch of different stuff. And those are all for powerlifting. So I have the 4 medals up there, and then I have 15 state records. I started powerlifting about 2 years ago. I believe it was 2021 in December. So I'm exactly at 2 years. I'm 41 years old, okay? I'm not going to be in the position to be able to lift like this forever. I think I got a good 10 years, 10 years that I'm probably going to push it as far as I possibly can. But I'm at a point right now, and because I have changed things, where I'm going to start focusing on a little bit more aesthetics, getting my nutrition lined up with my powerlifting and stuff like that. And the reason I say this is because it's a delicate balance between powerlifting and nutrition. It's a delicate balance between running and nutrition. What I did realize over the course of running all of those races, I think I did like probably 50 races. I don't even think I got medals for every one of them. I probably lost half of them or something like that. But I went all the way up to running a marathon. Okay. I was running about 30 to 40 miles per week for 2 years, maybe, roughly. So I did not even get credit for 90% of the runs that I ran. I remember multiple times running 18 miles in the middle of the desert in the summer. And that's not easy. And it wasn't fast. It was hours and hours and hours. But low carb, eating high fats and low protein, or high fats and low carbohydrates, actually worked perfectly fine for what I was doing. I had really no problems. Towards the end, I started doing a little bit more carbohydrates and stuff like that, and I noticed my weight got crazy. For this type of lifting, that's not what happens. You need the carbohydrates a lot of the times, or at least a refill occasionally, to be able to produce the most force and spare the most muscle. When I was running, I didn't really care about the muscle. Obviously, I was lifting and stuff like that, but it wasn't my number one priority. My number one priority is staying lean and at any cost making sure I did my runs. Now I've gone through the opposite of that. I'm not staying lean, but I'm under any cost. I lift as much weight as I possibly can. And in the gym the other day, I hit a 680-pound deadlift. Now, if I can do that without grips and without a deadlift bar, that's 25 pounds out from the American records, the United States record, which is pretty impressive to me. I think that I can definitely get that. Anything over 705 on the squat and the deadlift are American records, and those are some ultimate goals for me. Now, the reason I say these things is I'm not trying to like float my boat or anything like that. But I just want you to know that I'm a trainer, okay? I know a lot about powerlifting. I know a lot about running. I know a lot about bodybuilding. I know a lot about weight loss. And the reason I know a lot about all these things is because I've put myself through so much. So during the stage of these processes, when you are going through whatever it is, if you're powerlifting, if you're running, if you're just worried about general fitness or weight loss or trying to tone up or whatever the shit you're telling yourself, give yourself some time in that field. Don't just say, I want to lose weight today, and then tomorrow, I want to build muscle. And then the next day, I want to run. And the next day, I want to be a powerlifter. And the next day, I want to do this. I want to do that. And then I'm going to give up. Make a goal, okay? I got some big goals that I would talk about, but you know what? We go on and on. Make a goal for yourself. You want to lose 20 pounds. You're going to learn a lot over the course of losing 20 pounds. If you're going to lose 100 pounds, you're going to learn a ton about weight loss. You're going to be really good at it, actually. Like, if you stick to your guns, you will be able to achieve massive amounts of weight loss anytime you want. If you gain it all back, you have the tools, and you're probably really never going to forget if you document your progress and put it in journals and maybe write some video or make some videos about it. You're not going to forget how you did it. As long as you follow those keys, you'll be able to achieve them in the future. Now, that's where I'm currently at with powerlifting. It's my baby. It's what I'm doing. It's okay no matter what you want to do. Maybe you want to be a yoga instructor. Your life is limited, okay? And it's important that you do what you want to do. If you want to become badass and strong, do it. If you want to become badass and lean, do it. Okay? Don't judge me. I don't judge you. You do what you want to do. I do what I want to do. And I think it's great that we can all be independent and learn from each other. The big thing here is understanding that this is your journey. And it's all right, like, to suck at it for a while. It's okay, you know. If you gained a couple pounds back or 50 pounds back or whatever, don't worry about it. Who cares? You know how to get it off. Maybe it's not your number one concern right now. Maybe getting your career off and doing a little bit better like that is. And that's up to you. We got some great things coming in 2023. I hope you guys have a beautiful day. Thank you so much for watching. Be stronger than your excuses. And remember, no matter which way you go with your journey, it's your journey, and it's okay. Have a good time.